gentlemen out there in Hollow Point land. I ain't talking to nobody in solid land. We got finally, we're working with the 445 Western Rattler, sent to me from my good friend Terry Fox at Fox Air Power. Give me a chance to test this out and run it through its numbers. And let me tell you, we're doing a lot of testing, a lot of lead, a lot of bullets, because this gun is very flexible with lead 452 up to about 456. Depends on how you size your slugs down. So what I've been endeavoring, besides the regular figuring how many clicks, how where the plenum should be, at least for what I like to do, I'm also testing all the different diameters, trying to find out which one is giving me the best performance, the best speeds consistently. 452, 53, 54, 55, 56, up to 57. So they all fit. Some are a little looser than others in the cavity of the magazine, but guess what? That don't mean diddly. It's how it performs in the barrel is what counts. What's really nice about this rifle is, even though the magazine doesn't come out, it's got a faceplate on the front and the back. So the bullets, if it's moving a little bit, it's not going to be banging the nose like on the old Korean lever actions. You're not going to ding up the front of the bullet. So it's okay if it happens to be a slightly smaller diameter that gives you the better performance. All right, doesn't have to be super snug. I know some magazine-fed rifles, if the bullet isn't snug in the cavity because the magazine just comes out, like the Cricket, comes out, if something's sliding in or out, they're going to fall out before you can get it inserted. But this doesn't do that. It doesn't budge. It's in there. So we're good on that. So I'm going to be testing a lot of stuff, going through a lot of numbers, and I'll try to figure out what I feel is the best diameter. You are the ultimate client, is the ultimate person, because just because I like something doesn't mean you're going to like it. So let's get some figures for this, and we'll continue with the boring part of the video, which is the indoor testing. Okay, so if you need to go get a coffee or a latte or your energy drink or a yoo-hoo, go right ahead and I'll wait for you, okay? Okay, so this particular 45 Rattler is the long strike, okay? Not the shorter one, but the long strike. It's quite interesting because back in the 80s, long strike was my heavy metal band name. So just coincidental. So the long strike, 49 inches from front to back, just over 12 pounds with this scope on it, okay? It's got the 700cc bottle in there. And this particular model, customer from the Pork Slam sent me, or actually lent me, after he got done killing his pig. So this one's got the beautiful Ted Nugent autograph on it, so I better not mess it up. Thank you, Paul. Mine's in the mail right now from Terry, and it should be here today or tomorrow. So I'm awful excited. So again, long strike, not lucky strike. No lung cancer shooting air guns. Alright guys, so as I said before, this is going to be a multi-stage video due to the fact that it's my mother-in-law's birthday. So I have to go in and out, go to the restaurant, go to the store, come back and shoot, go to the restaurant, come back to the store, go to the bathroom, go to the store, come back and shoot. So, don't make fun of my attire. This is the, as we've said before, the 45 Rattler. And normally on the other ones I've done like 35 clicks. This one is give or take around 20, between 20 and 25 clicks. It's a little stiffer, so it was harder to count because it didn't quite click as normal. But the chronograph is always your best friend. So we've just shot 2 full mags testing the 282 grain, and that's about a 454 diameter bullet. It fits, it's loose, you can push it forwards if you want to make it snug, but there's hardly any resistance in the cavity of the mag, so it's fine, not a problem. We're going to be testing other diameters and see what happens. So again, I'm doing a 12-shot string. Our plenum gauge is, I think it's around 160 or 150. I thought it was around 160-ish. We'll see. Here, let's put a little juice in it. I'm trying to figure out how much air we're using per shot, and I think we're somewhere around 150 to 200 psi. A 250 bar fill or 3600 psi, as with the other rifles. 150. Oh, I'm guessing around between 165 and 170 on the plenum gauge, and of course, 3600 in the bottle. As always, this is the most boring part of the video. Now this particular rifle, mine's on the way, should be here today or tomorrow, but this was lent to me from one of our Pork Slam clients, Paul, and you can see it's got Ted Nugent's autograph on it, so I have to be real careful. But he lent it to me in the interim to what we're doing. Now, these, you're feeling a little bit of snug. See, I got my red, white, and blue push tool here just to see. It's not doing a whole lot. This is the 325. And I have checked, this magazine will take up to the 350 and 355. So you guys that want to push some heavy lead, not going to be a problem. At the moment, we're starting in the high 880s and ending around 820 for 12 shots. Okay, make sure that's all good. Close that, drop that. Fire, fire, and we're ready to go. Now this is just the standard shroud and muffler at the end. Nothing, no Donnie FL add-ons. I'll be checking that out later as we go through. All right, so 3600, and we're doing the 325 HP. 454. starting at 3,600 and ending at 2,200. 12 shots. 847, ending with 779. So we got a good string. I'm using more air because I'm pushing hunting bullets, and I'm trying to get as much punch out of this as I can without wasting air. So that's what's going on at the moment. I think I like where this is setting right now. I think I'm going to leave just as is. Again, I'm not looking to get 3 magazines worth of shots out of this. I'm looking to use heavier bullets, you know, like 282s, 300, these 325s and above. I'm not looking to shoot 260s, 250s, 200s. I'm looking for heavy slugs to break bone and to punch through shoulder blades. So you tune this how it's set for you. I'm tuning it how I like to shoot it. I like finding a middle of the road. So if I switch over to a, you know, let's say the 260, not a problem. Move up to the 350, not a problem. But you do have to play with your scopes because you've got, you know, your speeds are going to be dropping quite a bit with the heavier slugs. So you have to do that. I can't do it all, but I'm doing my best. Fill it back up and keep rolling. So I have the long strike here set. Now, one thing I noticed is the click knob seemed to be a little stiff. So I think I'm right around 20 to 25 clicks. And the knob up here for the plenum, I think is right around 160-ish, 165. Right there between the green and the yellow. So just a little bit more air than I think it gets sent out from the factory. But that's seems to be with these heavier slugs, that's what I'm pushing. I'm not bothering with the real lightweight stuff. So far we're playing with like the 260 and above. Like 260, 282, the 333, which I sized down, the 325 and the 355. So that's what I've been playing with so far, trying to get a baseline on what it likes best. You know, the lighter bullets, the heavier bullets. You know, do I need to go tighten this up, you know, go back to like 15 or increase it to 25? But I think right around 20 to 25 is where we're at. Your chronograph is going to be your best friend. And if you leave your air tank attached and don't bleed it, you can watch the number consumption on PSI. Right now, I think we're using, give or take, 150, 175 PSI per shot. So starting at 36, ending with around 22. So, you know, in the chronograph, a lot of times the numbers are duplicated. So it's a rough estimate. I mean, I'm in the ballpark of where I want to be. So once we get all this testing done downstairs, then we'll get outside and start doing some grouping at distance. So let's do some shooting, gentlemen. All right, gentlemen. So as always, you're going to see me do this a whole bunch of times because this takes several days. We're going to be blowing through 500-600 different, you know, just bullet over and over and over and over. So, you know, like I said, it's the boring part of the video. So, safety, safety. I lift the knob in the back, put up the fill cover, push it in. I mean, I don't need to really, I got my tool here, but it doesn't, it feels slightly different than the 30 and the 357 as I'm pushing the bullet in. Maybe it's a little, but it does, you know, you can get a little bit of a push, but it doesn't do the same. I don't know if it's just the diameter is bigger and it spreads out over the distance, but 12 shot mag. Okay, we're good. Drop the cover back down. Drop the release so the magazine is locked up. Fire, and then on the back, fire. And let me tell you, that little muffler at the end is sweat. It's just humidity is just pouring off of it. There's 12 shots, gentlemen, all in the same hole. Even though it's 15 yards, it's the size of a nickel. This does have a little bit of recoil to it, and it is a killer. Said it's already taken one pig at Ted Nugent Pork Slam. So, that was the 282, zinging and binging. So I'm very, very pleased so far just with the accuracy and the performance of this. Like I said, I've got it dialed a little heavy for bigger slugs, a little more power. If you guys are shooting real lightweight stuff, you can dial it back. Again, your chronograph is your best friend. Safety, semi to safe. Always safety first, guys. Safety first. Not bad at all. There's something else I was going to tell you, but I can't quite think of it. The width of this, I can get up to the 350 and 355. The 365 is just a fraction too long. So we won't be pushing that. Now I know some of you guys want to put an additional Donnie FL on the end of this. I mean, it's kind of quiet. It's not, could be a little more quiet. I haven't done that yet on any of the calibers, so I'm unfamiliar with the pieces and parts and how it screws on. I don't know if the whole can comes off and you replace it, or if the whole shroud and can come off, or if just the end of the can comes off and you put on an adapter like on the Texan and put on another can. So any of you guys that do that, please chime in, leave comments in the down below section about adding, you know, an added Ronin or whatnot to quiet it down a bit more. That way, I'm sure the readers would like to know. So we will start putting some numbers on this and try to get it up there for you. You know, again, thank you, Terry Fox, for making this type of stuff possible for, you know, idiots like me. Loving it. Okay, so these are the slugs that we were shooting. So you got the 260, the 282, the 325, the 333 ribbed, and the 355, which we have renamed the Jimi Kendrick Special, because Jimmy loves that 355. All did good. Again, this is my first attempt trying to figure out what bullets are best. You know, what are we sizing down? What works, you know, already? What do I have? And then trying to figure out what else do I need to make. So this is good. So, the bullets that I'm playing with for this are pretty much the same slugs for the bush pig and the bush buck. So, and some of the challengers. So, you know, it's where I'm trying to design or have something that if you own any of the other Western brand guns, you know, the Bush Buck or the Bush Pig, should be able to use those bullets in this rifle without any adjustments. And I'm finding the same with some of the AEA guns, the 457s. You can get them in, but I'm noticing the speed is a little bit slower because the bullet's a little more friction down that barrel. But if that's what you have, in a pinch, you can use it. So again, we'll cover more of that when we do the outdoor video. But I just had thought about it, and it's like, yeah, because a couple of people have asked me, hey, I've already got like 500 of this bullet. Can I still use that bullet in this rifle if I pick it up? And so the answer is yes, but it's not going to be as fast just due to the bore diameter. So yeah, it's going to be a multi-purpose gun. But you know, before you just guess at it, you know, check with me, especially if it's bullets you bought from me. If it's other people's products, no comment. I don't work with those. I don't test those. I can't tell you anything about their stuff, so I won't give you any advice on that. My stuff, I know everything about it, and that I can give you advice on. So just, you know, play it safe. So good. Start shooting, gentlemen. All right, guys. Oh, I'm exhausted and I'm beat. A lot of shooting with the Ye-O Rattler 45. Gentlemen, if you're sitting on the fence about this rifle, I'm telling you, get your ass off the fence and get over to Terry Fox, because this has got to be the coolest semi-auto big bore I've ever played with. I mean, I love the 30 and the 357, but this is worth curling up to at night in the bed on a nice cold day with a nice warm Rattler laying next to you, whispering sweet nothings in your ear like 500 foot-pounds. It's a sweetheart of a ride, but I know it's got a big price tag, so save your money. It ain't going nowhere. Start putting your ducats away, your dollars, your rubles, your crypto, bitto currency, whatever the heck you're saving. It is a mid-power air rifle. So the best we hit was 517 foot-pounds. It's right there, 450 to 500 foot-pounds on the average. 450-ish, you know, 460, 495. So depending upon the weight of the bullet you're slinging. But it's got plenty to do. I mean, there's plenty of power behind this. That's why I'm saying it. For 3,600 PSI fill, well, 36 and a quad, it's giving you 12 shots. The first 10 are pretty much nice drop off. 11 and 12, at least because I'm using more juice, they're dropping off. But there's the chart. I'll put it up here in the video so you can do a screen grab. So, as we're looking at this, okay, the lightest bullet, the 260, high 800s, 463 foot-pound. The 282, which I'm sure the 280 and 300 are pretty much in the same ballpark, almost high 800s, a lot of 870s. So 495 foot-pound. Now, I think this may be my favorite. I have to wait till we get outside. The 325, 3 1/4, 3 2 bits, 517 on the foot-pounds. Am I reading that right? I think I'm reading that right. This one, mid 800s, 847 going down. The 333, which is one of my 457 bullets that I sized down, 500 foot-pounds. And then the heaviest I played with was the 355, like 801 going down to 730s, 505 foot-pounds. So we've got a good string here to play with and get some numbers from. This is a beast. Now this is the long strike. Eventually I'll get, I don't know what the other one's called, regular strike, short strike. That's what they used to call me back in the 80s. Oh, short strikes, dancing again. So anyways, I got to check with Terry and see what those are called. But I really dig this. You know, this particular gun took a hog just like that already with Paul over there at the Pork Slam. So I know it does its job. Excellent performance. You know, with the right bullet, it's really screaming and doing its job. So, as always, part 2 will be the accuracy video outdoors. Any questions about this rifle, contact Terry Fox at foxairpower.com. See, foxairpower.com. Anything about bullets, contact Robert, aka Baldy Joe here, and I'll do what I can to help you get set up. Again, I always like a rifle that it's a low PSI fill, but gives you a lot of shots. It's real good management of air. Like I said, if you guys know anything about the add-on and adapters and so on, if you put it down EFL, I'm curious about that. So, like I said, in the drop-down department, let me know. And that will do it for now, gentlemen. If I can get out tomorrow and it's not raining, I will. Other than that, it'll be a few days from now. So again, thank you guys. Oh yeah!